So there's a short video on my main channel about Animal Kingdom and the fact that I think the show failed to deliver on its massive potential, and it's currently the most viewed short on my main page, with lots of discussion in the comments. But what I was surprised to see was the number of people who seemed surprised at how the series ended, so I thought it might be of some value to talk about the ending of the series and why it was almost perfect. Now, the beginning of a story and the end of it are indubitably tied together, in that the former informs the latter. In fact, there's a saying that permeates writing culture proclaiming that if you can't figure out the end of your story, it means you fucked up the beginning. And I have to tell you guys, it's one of the truest things said in our little creative corner. Now, this story begins with the death of Jay's mother by overdose, and by the end of the first episode, but certainly by the end of the first season, it's unmistakably clear that Jay blames his family for either causing Julia's death or standing by and allowing it to take place. And from that point on, we are watching Jay figure out how to take his family down, no matter how layered that journey may have seemed. It's like if you're telling a story about a guy who meets a girl. If that's the beginning, then the guy is your main character, and at the end of the story, the guy either gets the girl or he doesn't. There is nothing else. So first of all, as it pertains to Animal Kingdom, we need to recognize that it's Jay, not Smurf, who is the main character of this story. And that should have become even more clear after Smurf's death midway through the series. And we don't have to go back over the shit show that resulted from killing Smurf off prematurely. You can go back to my main channel for that video if you like. We also need to understand that as we watch the story through Jay's eyes, the story's main character, that the story was always going to end the way it did, with Jay either killing his entire family, directly or indirectly, as revenge for the death of his mother and slinking away with what was left of Smurf's fortune, or dying in the attempt because there was nothing else. Now, the writers here, despite the myriad of narrative mistakes they made throughout the course of this series, almost managed to pull off the perfect ending. If only Smurf had lived long enough to die at Jay's hand near the end of the series for excommunicating Julia from the family, in addition to Pope, the twin brother who left his sister homeless and destitute under a bridge with no one to call on for help. The house that Smurf built engulfed in flames as Darren and Craig both die trying to make their escape after Jay set them up, all while Jay makes his way to a place with no extradition to celebrate a job well done. That would have been the perfect ending to the story of Jay, Animal Kingdom's main character. The rest of the plot points were just traffic lights on the long winding road we took to get there.